Oh, sorry. Okay, God, I didn't know. It's so funny. I can't hear it in my.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we hear the ocean in the background, mister. I have no idea what's going on,
Yeah. I
Hill.
don't know
Yeah.
what that water noise is.
I
Yeah,
know.
just
Oh,
slap
did
us in the
somebody
face.
turn on the faucet? Oh, it's the
Oh, it's the
ocean. It's the
ocean.
motion of the ocean. Hello, everyone. It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes. Welcome in. And we are giving Mr. Oh, I have not much going on, Stephen Hill, some grief for his locale. Hello, young Kwyn. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. All right. Myra J, are you warm enough?
No, I am not. It is freezing here in Atlanta, and to Mother Nature, on behalf of our beach lovers, I just want to apologize. I don't know what we did to you, but we sorry. Okay, we sorry.
Myra, there's snow in a number of places around the country. Not here in Fort Worth, but it's snowing in folks' homes and in their cars and houses and stuff. So,
Yeah, Jay and I are going to be in Fort Wayne next week,
oh
and I
yes,
saw it got slammed with snow. That there was even a pile up on the interstate.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Snow where you are, Stephen Hill?
Yeah, no, not even a little bit. Not even. I don't. I'm gonna go with never, but certainly
Never
not
say
today.
never.
Certainly, never say never. Certainly not today. Of
All
course,
right,
again, I'm just hoping that everybody's let the hurricanes know that hurricane season is over. That's all.
okay. All right. Good man. Good man. Put that out there. It's good to see everybody. I hope everybody is staying warm. As Myra said, a number of places. I was telling somebody, I think it was young Quinn's brother, old Cameron, and young Dominique yesterday that I saw one of those news reports on the national news, and they had the like yardstick.
Mhm.
And so they showed like 6 to 8 inches of snow in Wisconsin, in Michigan, and Indiana. I'm sorry, Myra. Myra, you're going to have to break out the fur.
It's not ready yet.
I'm sorry. I'm
Not
really,
before
really
Halloween.
sorry.
Come on now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was talking to about Cameron about this. Quinn, do you remember the little girl where you had your costume? Did you guys do Halloween costumes? And then your mother, put your heavy coat over you so nobody saw your costume. It's like, what's going on here?
Yeah, we didn't really dress up that many Halloweens, but I definitely remember snowsuits around Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Yeah, yeah, and Easter.
The same thing on the other end. Absolutely.
I
Yeah,
know. I know it's a little early, but like, what was Quinn? What was your go-to Halloween costume? Did you have?
especially
Even
like
though
in college.
like, what did you? Yeah, there had to be one.
Oh, I'll probably say like an undergrad would have to be between like Poetic Justice
Mm.
or Erica Badu, just because like I was always in braids and like I have lots of kente stuff. So that's what I thought like I look
I
like
could
the
see
most.
that.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that. Stephen Hill, what was your go-to Halloween costume in your undergrad days?
In my undergrad days, it was as the character, the Fly from Car Wash,
Oh, fun.
Ah,
with
Franklin and
the
Jive.
Yeah,
afro and the
Yeah.
jumpsuit and
Yeah,
that
Franklin and
that was my.
I
Jive for
could see
sure.
that. I could see that. Absolute. Myra, did you do the Halloween thing in college?
I I don't even remember it was for Halloween, but for some reason I remember I literally rolled myself up in a white sheet like a burrito and put a brown paper bag over my head, and that was a cigarette.
Oh, funny.
I was
That's
a
and
cigarette.
put a
I'm really
brown
hoping
paper
it was for
bag
That's
over the
funny.
Halloween.
filter. What
That's
was the
funny.
Yeah,
filter? Yeah,
yeah, because that was the filter. Yep.
yeah.
Quinn is
Um,
looking at me like there is really something wrong with her.
oh, you should have seen her as the Hulk. You should have seen her come as the Hulk on one of the Joyner cruises. Yeah, we had some times with costumes too. My
Oh
favorite
yeah.
there was being Yoda. I absolutely love that. That was a great job by Ian.
Mhm.
All right, so I'm glad everybody is in their places, and I hope everybody is comfortable and warm. Some warmer than others with that damn loud water happening in the background. We'll try to.
I'm going to better utilize mute during this session.
No. I absolutely love it. The only thing is, it might put me to sleep because that is really what does it for me. Absolutely.
You could just turn the ocean down just a little bit. In the
Right, just
background
a
there,
skosh.
Mr. Hill.
and then a couple hours I'll call you and ask you to turn it back up again. And you wouldn't be the first man for me to do that. So let's talk about the What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our Monday through Friday effort to super serve the African American community with stories about politics, about the coronavirus, about LGBTQ plus issues, and that is where young Kwyn comes in. And Kwyn, tell us about the gender confirming conversation as this continues. Tell us what we need to know about the Arkansas trial regarding gender confirming care.
Yeah, so the nation's first trial over a state's ban on gender-affirming care started this week. It actually began in Arkansas. And this is the latest fight over restrictions on transgender youth that has been championed by Republican leaders and widely condemned by medical experts. The U.S. District Judge Jay Moody is going to hear testimony evidence that started this past Monday over the law that he temporarily blocked last year, prohibiting doctors from providing gender-confirming hormone treatment, puberty blockers, or surgery to anyone under 18 years old. This also prevented doctors from referring patients elsewhere for such care. So the families of 4 transgender youth and 2 doctors who do provide gender-affirming care want Moody to strike down this law, saying it is unconstitutional because it discriminates against transgender youth. It intrudes on parents' rights to make medical decisions for their children and infringes upon doctors' free speech rights. And this trial is expected to last 2 weeks. Arkansas, just so you guys know, was the first state to enact the ban with Republican lawmakers in 2021 overriding GOP Governor Asa Hutchinson's veto of the legislation. Hutchinson, who had signed other restrictions on transgender youth into law, said the prohibition went too far by cutting off the care for those currently receiving it. Multiple medical groups, including the American Medical Association and the American Academy of Pediatrics, oppose the ban and say that experts say that treatments are safe and properly administered. The advocates of the law have argued the prohibition law is within the state's authority to regulate medical practices. And so we've seen this law actually repeated in states like Alabama, Texas. And so we'll see what happens at the end of the trial.
A lot of it seems to be coming from the South, and a lot of it has to do with regulating of medical practices, which is something that a great many men and women across the country have been fighting, whether it's getting rid of Roe versus Wade or in terms of transgender health care and the care of the unconstitutional laws that are discriminating against transgender youth. Intrudes on their parents' rights to make medical decisions for their children, and infringes on doctors' free speech. That just seems so, it's just across the board, no matter what you're talking about here. Myra, you're nodding in agreement. Do you agree?
Yeah. Well, we've said it to death, but we have to vote. There's a big change going. No, I won't say change, but a big surge. Definitely being led by the South to be much more conservative, and it can be very dangerous.
And it's not just a part of the voting for your United States Congressperson or your Senate person. It is at the state legislature level, which is why Kwyn is bringing these stories to us, whether it's about Arkansas or if it's about Tennessee or wherever. We're talking about laws that are created in your state legislature, and it's really important that we get out there. I've been getting reports from Georgia, as a matter of fact, Myra, where early voting is underway and people are in line and they're pumped up and they're ready to go. They're ready to vote.
Record-breaking numbers so far. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
awesome. Would you be one of those breaking numbers?
I hope to be by noon tomorrow.
Oh, good. Okay. All right.
Love that.
And I really have to tell myself, don't bring an extra bottle of water, Myra, just in case somebody might be thirsty and need a bottle of water, because Lord knows somebody would totally change all their votes around if you handed them a little 6-ounce bottle of water.
Right, right. Young Kwyn, have you, how are things on the college campus?
Things are going good. It's the week of homecoming here at JMU and also
Oh.
like in the Virginia area. So things are pretty exhausting with late night events.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just thinking about homecoming week on a college campus.
Yes, it's drama, but cute drama, exciting drama.
All right. Okay.
But I will say,
Are you enjoying the drama? Are you enjoying the drama?
Right. Is it enjoyable drama?
Not for me personally, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really a good drama person. I usually mediate, and so I think that's why like I'm emotionally exhausted, because I've been like solving conflicts like all day, and then like I also have to solve my own conflicts of my own, and so now I'm kind of just like, oh, I didn't eat dinner yet. Like, what am I about to do?
Oh,
Stuff
yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
making sure that students eat, because they're still doing exams, and like we have a step show this weekend, and like.
So is that the Deltas? Are you involved with the local chapter of the Deltas?
Yeah, so I have stroll practice after this thing.
All right. And so you got to eat before you go to stroll practice.
I probably will be bringing them food because they haven't eaten. You know, as college students, like they don't eat.
Yeah.
So I know last time I brought them some Texas Roadhouse. So I'll see if they have like water and stuff.
Would that just be some really great rolls that you bring them?
Texas Roadhouse do have some really good rolls. Yes. Yes. So I was thinking.
That's really cool. I was on a college campus this weekend. I was at Grambling State with Black Voters Matter and HBCU Go TV, and encouraging young people to register. Are you finding that they are registering, or that they are active beyond? I know the homecoming excitement. I understand that, but are you finding that students are engaged? Are there conversations that you're overhearing or having?
I think college students are a bit confused on the voting registration process. A lot of them are not from Harrisonburg, and so they're confused on like, okay, well, how does the absentee ballot work? Like, how do I figure out exactly what to vote for? And so I heard one of them just like, okay, I might as well not do it because I don't want to vote, and then I don't know who I'm voting for. And I think that's where I haven't heard of lots of like Harrisonburg or Virginia voting guides. But I know Chicago does them a lot. Like there's lots of voting guides. There's a Chicago Votes voting guide. There's the ACLU of Illinois voting guide. And there's even Girl, I Guess, socialist progressive voting guide, which I use every year. And so I think something that is a need is like making information a bit more accessible for college students, where it is like as easy as the social media that they scroll through as far as like issues that they need to vote on. Right. But a lot of the Greek life, not just, my sorors, but like the Bras, they did voter registration. The Alphas, they did voter registration. The AKAs, they did voter registration. So all these people are like doing voter registration drives on campus like all the time. But I know JMU specifically will not have like voting polls on campus. That's something that Harrisonburg will do in the city. So students will have to figure out a way to actually get there to go vote if they want to do that.
Now, I'm curious, do most students vote where their university is, or will they register to vote where their home city, home
That's what I'm saying. I think that's where a lot of them are confused. I know when I was at UD, I did an absentee ballot, so my vote still counted in Illinois. I didn't actually vote in Dayton, Ohio. So I think students are like confused and like, okay, should I still vote like according to my zip code here, or like should I do absentee, and like how do you do that? And a lot of students don't know how to do that. And so we've been having conversation with them like, okay, hey, go to elections.gov and like you can go ahead and type in here, and like looking at the cute ads. I think Hailey Bieber did like a cute ad about voting or something like that. I saw in the movie preview. So I know
Hailey Bieber, who
I know it's crazy.
That's funny.
But like people are trying to get these young students out to vote, but I think that's important. And we need to also tell them what they're voting for. I don't think they know exactly what.
So I think this is a good opportunity for our friend Rubatami, Myra, who is headquartered in Virginia, to perhaps to get out and to do some of that kind of information building sessions with the young people. That's his thing. His old radio name was Rubatami. We don't We don't really call him that anymore.
No.
But he is a friend to us, and is very good at doing that and engaging people and letting them know what the facts are there as a part of his job with I believe he was a president of a local NAACP.
Okay.
And so if we can get in touch with him and kind of get him started, I would love to help you engage the kids and let them know, here's what the ballot looks like. Here's some of the things that you're going to be voting on. They voted for governor last year there in Virginia. And
don't get me started on Governor Youngkin.
Okay. All right. Or the Black female who is the
Jesus.
Republican lieutenant governor, right? So we won't talk about that either. Okay. All right. I won't.
I didn't even know. Fun fact, there's a blocked list of speakers that state universities can't bring to campus. And so my heart is broken because we were trying to bring Angela Davis to campus. The Governor Youngkin said no. And so I've just been grieving that and recognizing wow, I'm really in a racist state. This is not Chicago.
Well, you're not alone. You're not alone.
Yeah.
That is, that's a slap in the face by reality. Every step you make along the academic trail. Yeah, that would be so awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. Maybe it can still happen. If you vote in the right people.
Okay, literally.
in 3 years. Yeah,
3 long years.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, I do want to make mention every week we do have an entry in the newsletter. It's called Black and Missing. And I was confused when I was looking at things yesterday and doing some production work. And I was like, this looks very familiar. The folks at Black and Missing really want to find this young woman who's been missing from Wyoming since February 24th. Her name is Irene Gakwa. She was last seen at the home she shares with her fiance. He's been charged with multiple felonies and for reportedly using her credit cards and other information several times since her disappearance in February. We're now at the end of October. So that gives you an idea of how long she's been gone. She is a petite thing. She's 5 feet 1 inch tall, weighs 89 pounds, and she wears glasses. Her picture is here in the newsletter. If you have any information, if you think you've seen her, any information you might have about young Irene Gakwa, who is 33 years old, please go to the Black and Missing Foundation website. And we would love to help them make another discovery and bring some answers and some to her family as well. And that is why we do it here, because not enough information is shared about our young Black people, especially that go missing. Okay, so here we are. One of the other things, we still give a coronavirus update. And this is the state of Kentucky test scores reveal struggles caused by the pandemic. The statewide test score showing that many students from elementary to high school have struggled across a span of core subjects. They are not alone. And this is something, Steve, you might be able to speak to this in terms of your young ward and how things have things improved as far as school is concerned now that he's back in the classroom.
I improved is a tough word, right? I think this is all about the 2 years that were completely. I mean, we're decimated. I mean, we're we can talk about the education system, but it's been used to going one way for a while, and when it got disrupted so quickly, I'm not sure that we adjusted as quickly as we could, and I think we're going to see not just over this year, but over 2 or 3 to 4 years that the effect of this and what this will mean. I think the countries that went back earliest might have the advantage 10, 15 years from now in technological advancements.
And we were already seeing things kind of go down before the pandemic. how Americans were doing in relation to countries like Japan or China, the continent of China, and how we just could not seem to get ahead. And now the pandemic is showing us slowing down even more.
That's because China don't care though. That's what China's ahead, because China doesn't care about pollution. China doesn't
Right.
care about human rights. Like, yo, you can only have one baby, and that better be a girl or a boy. Like
A boy.
right.
Right.
So China only cares about the future of China.
Mhm.
And when you can have that kind of laser focus and not care about how people move or think, it gives you an advantage if you're thinking kind of national, statewide. Scary,
Yeah.
but true.
It is scary but true. You're absolutely right.
Did I read that the ACT score went down 30%?
Yes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this past
Not too long ago, they
graduating
were
class,
talking about which one of the scores, if any, they were going to be using for admittance to college.
Exactly.
And now, Kwyn, can you talk to that?
Yeah, a lot of universities are actually becoming test optional, just off of the fact that, like, in terms of the history of higher education, they started not creating these barriers, but putting these type of systems in place to start regulating what type of students based off of like Ivy League HBCUs are actually accepting. Because if your demographic of students consists of high school students that have gotten like 36 or above, you actually get more money, you know what I'm saying, like from donors and everything else like that. And so like from this type of tiered university ranking system, it became almost just like a sports recreational thing of like standardized tests. So all of these things are actually useless and made up, including one test that's used for law schools. I was talking about this with Ashley, not the bar. It was another test. Is it the bar? One of the
LSAT?
law schools.
the LSAT.
LSAT,
The
GMAT,
LSAT, yes.
GRE.
There's her alma mater, DePaul University, recently became test optional for the LSAT too. Like it's no longer actually required. And so I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing, because I'm looking into my PhD programs now. Howard still requires the GRE, but my alma mater, the University of Dayton, does not require the GRE for my PhD program. And so I'm wondering, I'm curious, like in the future, in the next 5 years or so, that's what I mean, next 5, maybe even 2, if like all universities nationwide, or at least like in America, will become test optional, because there really aren't a good reflection of what the student can do for the university in terms of like their rankings and stuff.
So why am I scared that a lot of universities not only are going test optional, but also interviews are out the door, right? So as I have found on our college search, you get on both ends. Like you go, they won't let you in the buildings. A lot of the college tours, you don't get to see inside of the buildings because of COVID. They don't want to have straight.
That's a whole nother, you know what, Stephen Hill, you brought up another ball of wax, and we'll talk about that. It is time for us. I know. I'm getting it too. So it is time for our question of the day. And this is in relation to Jada Pinkett Smith has recently published her life story, her memoir, if you will. It's called No Holds Barred. Or no slap on, no hand unslapped, I think, was one of the other titles they considered. One of the stories that when it came to Will's first wife, Cherie, she had to fake it to make it. During one of their red table talks, Cherie Zampino noted that she and Jada Pinkett Smith have been learning how to befriend each other since we were babies, in reference to her 3-year-long marriage to Will before he married Jada in 1997. So the question is, have you ever had to fake it till you made it with someone? And what did that look like? Was it a personal relationship? Was it a professional relationship? And how did things work out? This is especially for our people who are watching and listening today. Have you ever had to fake it till you make it? I do have a personal friendship who, and this person says she can get along with anyone, whether it is personally or professionally. And I just find that really difficult on my part. So to answer the question for myself, no, I've not been able to fake it till I make it. And sometimes in a job you have to, but overall, I don't feel, it's like I'm not being true to myself or something like along that way. Do you all understand the question? Has anyone ever had to fake?
Actually, I'm struggling with the question when you say fake it until you make it.
So I think what they were saying is like, hey, we're going to make this work and we're going to pretend like we like each other and we're going to do this for the kid. We're going to do this so that, the relationship with your ex and my current, that, we'll kind of be able to work it out.
Oh. Yeah.
So Myra,
for the greater good, of course.
Yeah.
Because to me, it all depends on the relationship. If you're doing it for the kid, then of course you're always civil. But I think you two have an understanding. Like, look, we ain't about to be BFFs, but we will be civil to get the job done. To me, it's the same thing at work. I try to get along with people. I may not succeed, but I do try, because we're not here to be BFFs. There's a bigger goal. We have a job to do. Try being in a writer's room with 8 other people for 16 hours, and that script is due, and you start with nothing on Monday, and you better have a full script to shoot a couple of days later. Personal stuff aside, we are a team right now. So.
And someone that you may have been in a writer's room with before and you didn't necessarily get along, but in order to make this work, in order for you guys to go forward and to have jobs the next week, or, a successful TV show, and keep doing what you love to do, you kind of fake it till you make it. If you don't,
there is no I in team.
Right. Kwyn, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I definitely never faked a relationship, just for like the greater good of anything or anybody. But I will say, definitely in the realm of like work, there have been like a few events or a few times, but I don't even like using the word fake. I think I just was like cordial, for the sake of like, you. Okay, we have to get through this event. Because I don't like being fake. Like, you're gonna know that I don't like you. Like, after the event is over, I'm going home. Like, you'll be like, "How are you?" I will give you just the way that y'all, like, I wear all my emotions on my skin. Like, everybody knew, like, today, like, Kwyn, your social media is running low, and I'm like, "Yep, y'all got 5 minutes till tip off. Like, let's get it done." So people can sense that. I'm not like a fake person. People can sense it. But I will say, I think that just because it exhausts me to pretend as if I like you, like that's just too emotionally expensive for me. I'd rather just be like, I don't like you, but we're gonna do this event for the sake of the students and call it a day. And I feel sorry for the people, that do have to fake it till they make it, because like that's not a predicament that I want to be in. Like,
well, and those were their words, but I understand how to play nice, if you will, until this is over with. How to be, as you said, cordial until this is over with. Stephen Hill, cordial seems to be a more agreeable word for you.
So yeah, I am with Kwyn that the word fake it. I was thinking, when rhyming goes wrong, like fake it and make it, it rhymes, so it's kind of cool. But I like to approach it. I'm not always successful. Is like, you just make the best of every situation that you're in. Like, that's it. And I don't think it requires faking. It requires like understanding what the end goal might be, and doing the things you have to do to get to that goal. So it's not faking. It's not faking a relationship. It's an understanding that this is the relationship you need to have with this person or this set of people to make everything happen the way that you'd like it, the way that's going to make the most people happy, all of those things. So it's, I like I said, I like Kwyn. I have a challenge with the word fake. It's all about like doing what you got to do to make it.
Yeah. And I think understanding of the context is really important. I know I told my baby sister for the longest, because her and my mom used to get into it all the time. And I was like, bro, just wait until you're 18. Do what you got to do. When you're 18, you're going to apply to colleges and you're going to move out. And I think that could be like a fake it till you make it, but also just like, this is reality. Like, you just going to have to do what you got to do, because this is her house, her rules, So that I also thought about that, but I was like, I don't want my mom to think that we were faking.
Right.
Like,
and did you ever have that conversation with your mom, Kwyn?
About me?
No, about your sister.
Oh, no, we have not. So I think she knows. I mean, like, they would argue a lot. So she always did tell me, I'll go talk to Corey, like, cause she been, whatever. And I just, gave Corey the same advice that Cameron gave me and that, my older sister gave him. It's just like, you gotta do what you gotta do till you get where you gotta go. And so like, if you know that the age of 18, like this is when you guys can apply to go to college. Cause the whole thing is like, our mom had strict curfew, didn't allow, significant others over the house. And my sister had a boyfriend at the time that she wanted to come over the house. And my mom was just like, no. And so just like, okay, well, when you're 18, you can see your boyfriend all the time. Like, it's fine. It's only 2 years from now. And she'd be like, 2 years? And I'd be like, yes, like 2 years, you can do what you got to do, wash the dishes, be home by time. So then, like, when you go to college, you can go be free, So, yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. A wise beyond their years. Yolanda, do we have people who have answers and suggestions of how to fake it or to get along or to be cordial or to do what you got to do until you get out? Manuel Murphy on Facebook said, I came to the conclusion decades ago, some folks you can't work or get along with. I'm civil, but avoid, I didn't see the last part there yet.
You said avoid them like the plague.
But avoid them like the plague. All right. Okay. Civil, but avoid them like the plague. All right.
Yeah. I think that's the sad part too. I want to like everybody, but I don't like everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom said everybody can't be your friend and you can't be everybody's friend.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
you do what you got to do. Carolyn Jones Jameson on Facebook said, I've never been phony. What you see is what you get. I do try to get along with folks, but if they get on your last nerve, Carolyn, I bet the real Carolyn comes out. I would suspect that. I would love to hear from people who have suggestions on how you did get along when you knew that it was not going to work, like Kwyn. Shantae Moore says, I think paying dues is a better way of looking at it. Paying dues. Shantae Moore says that
She straight up looked right across from me. I had no idea she was paying any attention to this at all. Legit, I had no idea.
I like that, paying your dues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the dues are worth it. Rosemary Smith says on YouTube, yes, working with teachers at a school I substituted at. Some teachers feel subs are their slaves. Wow.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. I thought maybe the kids were the problem, but it's sometimes the fellow teachers. Colby Smith on YouTube said, not in relationships, but definitely at work. It killed me inside, but I did it. And you survived. You didn't get killed. you survived, and it may.
I can't imagine faking it in a relationship, because if you're, I mean, what's the end goal? Like
I guess like for the look of it, like people have to stay together. I don't know, like for the looks of things. I guess
until he, in my case, until he kicks the bucket, and then
or until the album.
I can't with you right now, Sybil. I really cannot.
That is both tragic and hilarious.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I really can't. Didn't see that one coming.
I'm sorry. It's just way too much information. Brenda Brooks Perry on YouTube says, I can get along with anyone till they prove me wrong. Case in point, I was friends with my husband's exes, one wife and one baby mama and one girlfriend. The kids took precedent. Yeah, they're going to be number one at this. Yeah, I get that. Myra, Deborah, or it might be Deborah, Clark Fairfax on YouTube says, I meet people where they are and deal with them accordingly. My father-in-law faked hood behavior until he was checked with a smile on my face.
Oh, that's funny.
He faked with hood behavior until he was checked with a smile on her face. Wow. I don't even know. I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing.
Sybil, have you ever faked it? Have you faked it until you had to make it?
Honestly, no, I'm not good at that. And if I do, I just remove myself from the situation. Like there have been, you know what? I made a pretty good living laughing at sometimes things not being as funny as I thought they were. So,
I was wondering if you were.
I managed to do pretty well. And it really wasn't.
Whoa, that was fake.
And
But
that is
really
and
'cause
that
it
is
was part of
present
your
company
job.
not included.
There you
if
go.
I just may
Myra,
say
say it
that.
one more time. Say it one more time, Myra.
But then again, that was part of your job.
That was I didn't know that, but I learned it that was part of the
that was oh, stop it.
mic off.
Yeah.
Are we about to move on? Because I want to say one thing before we move on.
No,
Are we about to
please.
move on?
We have a second.
Okay. In that second, I would like to applaud Sybil for not even once turning "fake it till you make it" into a sexual reference. I think that's a round of applause. Round of applause. Round. Kwyn, I know you agree with me. I know you agree with me, Kwyn. I know you do.
Can't tell you how many times, Stephen Hill. Can't tell you how many times.
We went a long way with that whole thing. I was like, it's coming now. Here it comes. Here it comes. She's winding up. She's winding up.
All right, so let's move on to talking about trending topics. Myra, where are you going? What you doing in Fort Wayne, Indiana?
Oh yes, next Friday on the 28th, J. Anthony Brown and friends. I'm one of the friends. Will be there on the 28th, and then on the 4th and 5th of November, J. Anthony Brown, George Wallace, and Myra J. at the DC Improv.
How was Huntsville?
Huntsville was wonderful. We had such a good time. Thank you, Huntsville. And I got a picture of the NASA, the space missile thing, just sitting out there on the side of the highway, like, you know, in case you miss your Uber, you can catch this rocket or something. So that's sitting there. But it was really, really cool. But I will say this, because I was going to drive, because George told me, oh, it's the same distance to Birmingham. But I ended up flying at the last minute because George called me and said, you know, this is a bit of a tedious drive. And when I actually went old school to Google Maps to get every turn, it was like 20 turns and little teeny roads and stuff. So I flew. I am literally, it's 2 hours before the show. And our dear J. Anthony Brown calls me going, Myra, why am I in Tennessee? I'm trying to get to Alabama. And I'm following the yes, from Atlanta, you have to drive up to Tennessee and drive back down. Yeah.
There ought to be a law against that.
Yeah. So I'm glad that I flew, because both the guys kind of complained about the drive.
And George was truly electric. He really did have to stop and charge up along the way.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Wow. Kwyn, where are you going? What you doing?
I just had a show in DC this past weekend that went pretty good. Okay. I had my friend Cece come and sing with me. So we sang.
Cece Winans came and sang with you?
Sierra Gervais.
Oh, that's Cece.
Okay.
Cece Peniston?
That's what I said.
Was my friend. I would.
She has no idea. She has no idea.
But yeah, I just performed in DC. I have my Baltimore show October 16th. And if anybody wants to party with me in DC, you can meet me at 12 Stories, Saturday, November 12th. You can come in my section, just drop my name. But also, why did my girlfriend, Ashley Germany, I'm going to call her out because she just blew me. She thought you were me, Sybil. She said, wow, you have a cute fedora on today. That's crazy.
What's up, Ashley? How you doing?
That's wild, Ashley. It's not even my place.
Is that the Ashley? The Ashley?
Actually, my Ashley thought
her Ashley.
My Ashley. You're never wearing a hat again, Sybil. That's
no. Okay.
You're not wearing a hat again. I don't care anymore because that just blew me.
She doesn't like the tam.
I guess it's not noticeable. I don't know. I tried to do something different because I didn't like the way my hair was like all flat and stuff today. I put bobby pins in it, and it's just like whatever. But it's fine. It's fine. Nobody notices.
I'm working on my Indiana Jones costume for Halloween.
Nice.
Got the whip in the back and everything.
Not the whip.
I love it.
Definitely the whip.
Stephen Hill, what's new? What's going on?
Got nothing going on.
Nothing?
Okay. Lupin tonight. Hey, almost the most important thing. Almost.
You better fake this till you make it, buddy.
Looping tonight. Loopers.
Nice.
We're dual looping tonight. We're dual looping. Both of us on our Instagrams at 10 o'clock Eastern time.
And explain to people what your loopers are.
So on Instagram Live during the pandemic, one of the things that saved me, besides my fiance, was connecting with people through Instagram Live and playing music and telling stories about that music and interactions with the artists and things. And so for my last single time ever, Looping Tonight, our last single time ever, Looping Tonight on Instagram Live. So either mine at Stephen Grant Hill, follow me if you don't already, or I am Shantae Moore. Follow her as well. But tonight it'll be musical love songs, as you might imagine.
Of course,
nice.
love songs.
Nice.
Of course, love songs.
That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. All right, so here's what's going on. The Supreme Court has been asked to block your friend Joe Biden's student aid debt relief program, Kwyn. They were asked to block the Biden administration's student loan debt relief program, which is set to take effect this weekend. Have you gone online, Kwyn, to, they said it takes about that long. Is it true?
Yeah, the whole family did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, awesome. Awesome. And did you find it easy to do?
It was very easy to do. I don't know who created. I know it wasn't him, but the website was very easy to do. I mean, finally, my God, like it's been there forever.
I heard that it's like you have 4 things to fill out: your name, your social.
It's like less than 10 minutes.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it's very easy. And this was request by the Brown County Taxpayers Association in Wisconsin, directed to Justice Amy Coney Barrett, who is responsible for handling emergency application requests from the 7th Circuit. That is her former circuit, and that is the area that she handles. The White House did not immediately respond to a request on comment on the group's request. A federal judge in Wisconsin earlier this month dismissed the Taxpayers Association's lawsuit challenging the program. Ruling group did not have legal standing to block the plan. This request to Justice Barrett asked that the plan by the president to cancel up to $20,000 in student debt for millions of borrowers be suspended pending the outcome of the pending appeal. The U.S. Department of Education opened its application for student loan forgiveness in a beta test, and more than 8 million people over the past weekend have filed and done as Kwyn and family has done. The application officially launched on Monday. The Biden administration could forgive student loan forgiveness as soon as you could get the word as quickly as this weekend, Sunday.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome.
Wow.
A great birthday present.
I was going to say,
right?
So, just in time for the holidays. What a great gift.
Yeah. Ho, ho, ho. 6 Republican-led states, Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, and South Carolina, have all tried to block the Biden plan, arguing the president does not have the power to issue nationwide debt relief without Congress. They're also claiming the policy would harm private companies that service some federal student loans by reducing their business. After they have so benefited so graciously and done so many great things to help us.
I just think that is so hateful. You have these young people coming out of school so far in debt, and the sooner they can get out of debt, the more they can actually, contribute to the economy.
Yeah,
I don't get the problem. It's like
Myra, that's because you think logically and humanely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. God knows they don't want the little people to get ahead in this. They're doing quite well on their own. Thanks.
Yeah, because you don't want to be looking forward to your pension, and here come the government going,
Okay.
Remember that money you never paid back?
Give them some money, Joe. Give them credit. Give them some tax credit, something. Yeah, Jesus, absolutely. Let them make them go away. My God. And vote. Please, 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 please vote. The president also announced the release of 15 million barrels of oil from the United States Strategic Reserve, a move that follows the contentious OPEC plus production cuts that have drawn scorn in Washington. Joe went all the way over to Saudi Arabia, fist bumped the little king, the little prince there, and didn't do a damn bit of good. They didn't promise anything, but I don't think he really asked them to. But at any rate, this means by cutting production, it means the prices are going up. Have you all seen that in the places where you are? The prices continue to go up as a result of OPEC saying they were reducing production.
I live in California. Is eight. I've seen it at over $8 a gallon.
Oh my God.
$8 a gallon.
That's crazy.
That is
Yep.
crazy.
Which is
I remember
why
when I
it's
was living
such a
in
lovely
LA, it
place to
was
walk.
$4, and that was crazy. 8.
I know. No, a lot of as people know, a lot of that is taxes. I mean, California taxes the heck out of gas.
Yeah,
'Cause everybody drives.
Illinois, and Kwyn, you know this, and Myra, just filling up our cars when we get to the airport. That's what really it is for Illinois and the Chicagoland area. It's the taxes that get us as well. The 15 million barrels are set to be delivered in December. Merry Christmas. The initial release, which the administration called a wartime bridge, as Washington and its allies were barring Russian oil and gas imports over the invasion of Ukraine. And this is going to continue for however much longer this nonsense goes on between Russia and Ukraine.
It's messed up when you have no leverage, right? That's one of the things. Biden
Right.
went over there and tried to glide hands, but when it comes to oil, there's very, very little leverage that the U.S. has trying to get Saudi to do something. Saudi doesn't really have anything. I mean, we don't have anything that Saudi really needs.
And every
Right.
time the administration tries to push for, we really need to make more progress on electric cars, big oil steps in and goes, oh, no. We don't want to do that because it's all about the money.
So check this out. Kanye West may have dug an even deeper hole over his anti-Semitic comments
I'm just going to check out right now.
when he said he wanted to go DEFCON 3 on Jews. He only meant the ones who screwed him over. But one of the heaviest and most important people in Hollywood, is Ari Emanuel, and he is the head of Endeavor. And he came back. He is a major Hollywood player. And he said Kanye West's mental illness does not excuse him from making the anti-Semitic and racist comments. Some of his behavior has been dismissed over time, citing mental illness, given that he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder after being hospitalized in 2016. Emmanuel wrote in an op-ed piece in the Financial Times today. However, mental illness is not an excuse for racism, hatred, or anti-Semitism. He said millions of people affected by mental illness do not perpetuate hateful ideologies. Others brush his comments off as just words, but hateful words far too easily become hateful actions. And we've seen that. Ari Emanuel is is a Jewish man. He called on all companies that work with Kanye to cut ties with the Yeezy designer after he tweeted that he wanted to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. He went on Piers Morgan's show.
And that DEFCON 3 was literally 5 interviews ago where it's gotten even worse.
Yeah, because the George Floyd family is suing him.
They've made it known they're going for $250 million.
Where is his community? Like where are his actual loved ones that are going to pull him out of this fight? Just as I have people in my family who have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, so there are manic episodes. There are literally times when they can say stuff that are literally off the wall, do things, and literally when I have felt hurt by stuff that they have said or done, and it's not like a matter of like accepting this behavior, but knowing that like they're sick. So it's just like they don't know. Kanye is not thinking about any of these type of repercussions. And I'm not excusing it, but I want people to actually put that in framework. Like, I don't think he has a community that actually cares about him anymore.
So here's the thing. Oh, sorry. No, I think it's less about care, sadly, than about influence, right? There's not influence. When your close circle all depends on you for their financial well-being, the dynamic is all messed up, right? I would imagine that's not the case in your family. So people have, there's a respect of seniority, there's a respect of elders that does not exist in rich worlds and famous worlds. Like I mean, look, it's not that no one it's not that people didn't love Whitney Houston. It's that people, when I'm telling you right now, when people, and I don't think I'm giving anything away. When people, there were several interventions with Whitney Houston, and she was like, I have the resources to take Bobby Christina, disappear, and you will never see me again. Again, we talk about leverage. There's no leverage. The challenge is the more people depend on you. So people around Kanye right now, especially now he's away from Kim. Kim was the closest one. Say what you want to. That was a relationship that was steeped in love and the love for their children. And now that that's not there, I firmly believe, and it's not, and to your, like you said, Kwyn, it's not excusing its behavior, but please understand that when you have all the money and people depend on you, you can't got to the same way you can family members. It's a shame and it's horrible, and it guts me to see all this happen.
So let's take that comparison into entertainment, and this is about 50 Cent and responding to his son's interview with TMZ. And it doesn't sound like that they will be enjoying any upcoming holidays together, any dad and son time. The rapper was on The Breakfast Club and asked about the chance of a reunion. 50 dismissed the notion, claiming if Marquise really wanted to mend fences, he would not have sat down with TMZ to tell his side of the story. He's chalking up everything his son has said to Marquise's mother's brainwashing him, and he still claims that he's attempted to take advantage of him while she is taking advantage of the boy's father, of 50, while raising their son. 50 said he voluntarily went to court to settle their child support dispute, intending to reduce her $500,000 a year demands, and it worked. The courts lowered the amount to the now infamous $6,700 per month that started this whole mess. And 50 claims the mom also mismanaged the money she got, leaving her Atlanta residence in foreclosure because she refused to work. So he is unhappy. The son is unhappy because the amount of money was reduced. The father is unhappy because his son has gone and put him on blast on TMZ. And this is a case where, you just can't tell your old man that his shit stinks, because his shit makes a lot of money for them. And he's gonna hold his feet to the fire for this. I don't care how much he loves that son. It doesn't sound like it. And especially as he is lifting up his other son, his youngest child, and talking about, what a great kid he is, and not giving the same. That's tough. That's just really tough.
How old is the youngest? Is the kid with the 6,700?
He is 17, 18.
Yo,
yeah.
I mean, look, that's all emotion right there. Forget everything. That's just all emotion, right? I can't imagine my dad having two sons and favoring one so much more, right? As a kid, you believe it's your fault, right? You default to it being your fault. Why does dad love him more than he loves me? And the emotions get all tied up.
That's the old joke with the Smothers Brothers. Remember that mom always liked you more.
Yes.
And so that was funny, but there's really something in that.
Hell yeah.
That ping of truth that kind of rings and stays with people.
As the lesser brother, I can attest to that.
But I hate that this is being done publicly.
Mm-hmm.
To me, no matter what your children say, someone has to be the parent, and
be the adult.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's tough. And being an only child does have its privileges.
And you still thought you were the favorite, huh?
Yeah. I was the favorite for that day, Didn't have to be like my god sister and God, you're my favorite daughter. You're my favorite, none of that. So yeah. You guys, thank you so much for a wonderful time. I really appreciate your coming on and participating today from wherever you are, wherever you sit, wherever you come in from today. I want to leave you with Yogi's Jewel and daily inspiration. Pay attention to the signs of the universe and follow the natural flow. So
the ocean? Oh, no. Okay.
Inhale goodness. So Stephen Hill, inhale goodness. and exhale that junk.
Ooh. Yes.
Keep going. Keep going. Have a good time, everybody. Stephen Hill, much happiness to you. Love you,
I
my
appreciate
friend.
it. Thank you very much.
Take care,
Have a great
everybody.
one.
Okay. Bye, Shantae. Okay.
To the world's best Uber driver.
Yeah.